To the task at hand and what you were doing on Capitol Hill today on the House Financial Services Committee. As a member, you got to hear and you got to ask questions of Wells Fargo CEO John Stumpf. Your tack was specifically focused on the 5,300 employees who were booted for either trying to reach very difficult and lofty sales goals that Wells Fargo had put into place, and some of them ended up doing illegal things to do that, or they couldn't reach them or refused to, and they were fired. Were you satisfied with anything John Stumpf said today?
Well, today was a beginning of a frustrating process here, because there's really two seminal questions that have to be answered, and that is where was management through all this? Where was management on the one hand, and the other question is where were the regulators? So this is the first half of that equation. Where was management in this? Where was management in 2011, 2012, 13, 14, 15, as far as all these people that are laid off? It's a systemic, this is what my takeaway from today's hearing, that there was a degree of a systemic problem in the company, that they lacked the oversight and they lacked the controls, and we really didn't get any satisfactory answers other than that when they saw it the first year, they began to address it. But a year later, it's still going on, and a year later, still going on. So, no, we're not satisfied with the answers that we got today.
Well, a lot of people are furious. Earlier today on Varney and Company, Stewart interviewed John Chang, the comptroller of the state of California, and they said they're suspending almost all of their state business that they do with Wells Fargo. It's people maybe pulling their accounts. You know, he got up and said, we have the highest acceptance or, you know, the highest belief of our customers right now. We've taken some polls about it, and people love us and think we're great. The employees don't. You know, on the opposite side of the aisle, Representative Brad Sherman of California said 5,300 employees were turned into felons because they well, that's a bit of an overstatement, but they were trying to reach these goals. The LA Times, to your point about regulators missing this one, the LA Times broke the story. What should we be doing to make sure that regulators do their jobs?
And so there is the real hub in this, and the crux of the issue on the second half of the equation. Where were they? Where were the regulators? You're familiar how it works with these large banks. You know the story, that the OCC was in there. They're embedded. They have between 70 or 80 of OCC employees in this institution around the country. So they were there. And you have to ask the question, they were there. They're being paid their salaries. They're charged. What good is that? Now, we know about the OCC. The CFPB, the new agency, thank you, Dodd-Frank, the CFPB has one job and one mission only. They failed miserably, but they're stonewalling Congress again. Once again, CFPB is not being transparent. We ask a simple question. How many people did you have there? When did you first know about this? Won't answer a single question. So just as there's uncertainty with the management at Wells, there's uncertainty as to what our own regulators were doing as well.
Yes or no, and I got to go. 185 million penalty, is that not enough, or is that right on the money?
It's hard to say at this point if anything is on the money until we really get some more details into this matter.
Congressman Scott Garrett, Republican from New Jersey, thank you.